I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you'd already know that the title of tonight's show is Now or Never. And no, it's not really a doom and gloom statement at all. What I mean by that is I'm referring to the timing of something that you might be thinking about, and perhaps the timing is something that you're down to helping you. It would be a way to help you make a choice or a decision right now, because you may have to make a hard decision about something, or you may have to form some sort of plan based on harsh reality. And the reason why is that there are 6 planets in the very strong but practical, hardworking Earth signs. And they are trining each other. They are very powerful. And Earth signs are, since they're so realistic, they're really no nonsense. And that's why you may have to concentrate or make some sort of hard decision based on stark reality right now. And that is because today, Venus and Uranus are in Taurus, a fixed financial sign, and Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So that makes the planet really strong. And those 2 planets are trining 4 others in Capricorn. And Capricorn rules your 10th house of career and your public reputation, and it rules large corporations and government agencies and the people who head them. And so this is a time when very practical matters can be addressed, and that is because Mars is exalted in Capricorn. Jupiter is there as well. It's a planet of goodness and abundance. Pluto is there. It's a planet of deep psychological transformation and change and deep truth. And then Saturn, the ruler of the sign, is also there at the fateful 29th degree. And so these 4 planets, which are very, very strong and being well fortified by the 2 in Taurus, simply indicate that the 6 planets that are now in Earth signs, which all trine the sign of Virgo as well, are so strong that what they're really indicating is that this can be a now or never moment of opportunity for you. And the reason why is because their strength can reinforce your own. And that's what I think is occurring right now. That's why you may be having some serious thoughts about some sort of decision that you are thinking about or that you have been contemplating for a very long time. And so how could this come about, this now or never moment of opportunity? Well, it might be that you are finally just in the mood to face stark reality, because that's the #1 requirement, that you got to look at things the way they are, not the way you wish they were. And then secondly, you may be hindered in one way or another by the constraints of a limited budget, meaning that you may not have enough money to do everything that you want. So that's a way to face reality as well. And then on top of that, there are no planets in any of the fire signs. And so there's nothing in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And that simply means that this is not a time of quick fixes. This is not a time when some hasty, impetuous move can solve anything. That's not what those Earth signs are all about. They are about steady, hard work. And so you'd have to face the fact that probably if you're going to be successful in your moment of opportunity, you'll have to face and accept that it will take a lot of hard work, since that's the old-fashioned way of doing things, and it could take very long hours for you to complete a task or a goal. On top of that, you may have to encounter big money interests right now that want to do things their way for their benefit, not yours. And the reason why you could encounter that is because that's what that Venus in Taurus stands for. Taurus rules the traditional 2nd house of how you make your money and what you spend it on, and investments. So this is simply a time when there can be people around who are willing to face reality, or who are quite willing to make hard decisions right now. And if they're up to that and they are in the mood to do a lot of good problem solving, if they come up with some sort of solution to a big problem, they could enjoy quite a bit of financial backing right now. And so it isn't all bad. It's just that, you know, if somebody gives you a lot of money, they're going to expect a lot in return. So you have to be very practical about a lot of things right now. However, there is the possibility that even if you are willing to face reality and you've got your budget at least in some sort of good shape, that you may not succeed in the long run anyway. And that is because the 4 planets that are in Capricorn, remember Mars, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn, are all very tightly conjuncting each other. All 4 planets are only within 7 degrees or closer in their alignments, in their orbits. And they're all in the last 10 degrees of the sign of Capricorn. And those last 10 degrees are sub-ruled by the sign of Virgo. And Virgo's ruler is Mercury, the planet of the mind. And so there is the possibility that in order for you to succeed in the long run, you would have to be rather proficient in the things that Virgos are known for. You'd have to be good at record keeping. You would have to be good at submitting timely reports, ones that have deadlines that you have to meet. Or it would be that your success might depend on if you have frugal spending habits and you don't spend a lot of money. Well, that's a way to success too, by being careful and watching the costs. So if you are not wanting to go to all that trouble and you're not wanting to work really long hours or work extra hard right now, you could still have a moment of a now or never moment of opportunity, because you may choose to sort of skip all the hard stuff and still be very supportive of someone else who is willing to roll up their sleeves and tackle the hard problems. You could give them moral support. You might give them financial support. You could support them in small ways. And so that is possible because the most unusually beneficial thing is happening in the heavens right now. And it is that there are 9 out of the 10 planets that are all harmoniously aspecting each other and supporting each other. And that is because the 4 planets in Capricorn are the only planets in a cardinal sign, and that means they are completely unchallenged. Oh, they are really in control. And they are sextiling 3 more planets that are in Pisces. And that is Mercury, the Sun, and Neptune. And the 3 planets in Pisces are completely unchallenged too. They're in the driver's seat. They know what they're doing. And then the planets in Pisces are being beautifully sextiled by that Venus and Uranus in Taurus. So all 9 of these planets are really backing each other up right now. And that's why this is a now or never time of opportunity for you, because the strength of the planets can be reinforcing your own strength right now. And so that's a good thing. There's only one planet left, and it's the moon in Aquarius, the sign of the future. But because the moon rules our feelings, and it is being squared harshly by Venus and Uranus in Taurus, it simply means that there can be some hurt feelings about future plans. In other words, someone could be thinking, well, let's do this, and their thinking could evolve around hopes and wishes, whereas someone else's thinking could be quite willing to face stark reality and be predicated on only that. And so there may be a little conflict of interest or hurt feelings along the way. But this is a wonderful time, because the planets are so strong and reinforcing your own strength, for you to consider that this could be a now or never moment of opportunity for you. All right, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, for you, I think that this is a time for you to choose to face stark reality. And if you do that, you may decide that this is a good time to be as quiet as possible, Aries. And the reason why is, first of all, there are no planets in any of the fire signs, so a quick fix or an impulsive move in one direction or another are not going to do you or anybody else any good, so I wouldn't try that. And also, This is a time when you can be coming up against some pretty strong forces who know what they want, and they want you to sort of jump to their tune. And that is because Mars, Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter in Capricorn are all squaring your sun sign, and your sun sign has no support from the other fire signs. So this is when you've really got to listen to what other people are trying to get you to do, Aries. And should you decide that you don't want to listen to them, then at least try to be as quiet as you can, and don't make yourself a target, because you might be one with all of these strong forces right now. And so with the good planets in Pisces right behind your sun sign, it might be wiser of you if you stepped back a little bit and decided to be supportive of other people who want to work hard right now. Maybe you could just offer moral support, but that might be the safest thing for you to do right now. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, surely you can be in the mood to be making more money. I mean, yours is a money sign anyway. And Venus and Uranus in your sign are beautifully trining Mars, Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn in Capricorn right now. And together those 6 planets are trining the sign of Virgo as well. So there could be a health matter, or there could be some matter involving services that want to be of assistance to others, a lot of services that you could decide to support in one way or another. In other words, through your investments. Maybe you want to invest in something in the healthcare field, or in some sort of service occupations, such as teaching or nursing, or being a public servant in one way or another, like a fireman or a policeman. So I think that you should look for opportunity, because there's so much strength in your sign and in the sign of Capricorn that this could be a now or never moment for you right now. And you should think over how hard you want to work and how long it's going to take you to achieve something, and then decide if you want to be actively involved or if you want to be a sort of supportive on the sidelines. But you do have this is a good moment of opportunity for you, Taurus. So I hope you think real carefully about things right now and make a good decision. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, this is a time with the moon in Aquarius, which rules the future, and the moon rules our feelings, trining your sun, when you can be taking someone else's feelings into account. Maybe there's somebody that you are involved with, and maybe you're both working on a future project. Well, that would be fine. But at the same time, there can be people around that could be just a little misleading maybe in a very nice way. Maybe they're only telling you what they think you want to hear rather than the whole truth. Remember, this is a time when we have to face stark reality. And so with the Sun, Mercury, and Neptune in Pisces squaring your Sun, there could be, and they're not being challenged by anything, there could be people that feel that they've got sort of an open field right now, and they can do all the running around they want, and they can be telling you whatever they please rather than the whole truth. So before you jump into any future plan, which I think you've been probably working on for a while, Gemini, just make sure that you're really making a decision based on facts that can be verified, not just that are told to you, but that can actually be proven. Because if you are able to prove what you are working on and verify it, then you can move forward. But I'd be a little cautious otherwise. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, this is a time when I think that you're going to come in contact with other people that can be very sympathetic. They can either be sympathetic to your cause, Cancer, and like you very much because the Sun, Neptune, and Mercury in Pisces are all trining your Sun, which is great. So instead of you taking a major role in facing stark reality and maybe deciding to take on a heavy burden and work really hard for very long hours, you might go along with others who want to be supportive of something instead. That wouldn't require so many long, hard hours, but it could be something that would actually be better for you, Cancer, because your sign rules nurturing. You really are good at nurturing people and anticipating ways to make them feel good or feel better, particularly in times of stress. You're just naturally good at that. So why don't you stick to that, Cancer? Because that way you could experience a moment of a now or never opportunity, but in a way that could do the most good for somebody else. And I think that would be a big help to them. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, remember there aren't any planets in the fire signs. So, you know, a quick fix or a fast move is not going to do you any good right now, Leo. In fact, this is a time with so much strength in those earth signs, 6 planets in the earth signs, when you too must get sort of down to earth and real about things, particularly about money, Leo. And the reason why is that there are 3 planets in the fixed signs that are harshly aspecting your sun sign. So that very powerful Venus and Uranus in Taurus are squaring your sun sign. So you may be experiencing some loss in the value of your investments that could occur, or that could be rather challenging for you right now. And then the moon in Aquarius is opposing your sun sign, which means that someone else is wanting to perhaps draw you into their future plans for their benefit. They may even want you to be paying for their future plans. And boy, I would step back from that if I were you, Leo. And the reason why is I don't see how you could benefit. You could lose money, but I don't see how you could make any. And so this is a time to be a little bit quiet and discreet, just the way Aries has to be, and try to sort of stay on the sidelines and stay away from people that want to use you right now. If you get a feeling that somebody's coming at you for their benefit in order to use you, you need to make a good excuse and run the other way. That would be best. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, this is certainly a time of a prime opportunity for you. It is a real now or never moment of opportunity, because there are 6 planets in earth signs, the 2 in Taurus and the 4 in Capricorn, which are all trining your sun sign, Virgo, which means you really probably have been working long and hard already to reach this point where you can be recognized for being a hard worker and for being very detailed, being a good record keeper, being a little bit frugal in your spending habits, all the things that you need in order to succeed as you make a hard decision or as you face stark reality. So I would say that you are really in the right spot at the right time to actually take on something that could be a little bit difficult and time-consuming. But that is actually where you shine, Virgo. Your sign rules assistance to others. And so, you know, and it rules finishing. And it can be that you want to be assisting in some sort of solution to a big problem. It could be a health problem. It could be a banking problem, because your sign rules banking as well. Or it could be something that involves occupations that are of service to others. Whatever it is, you don't have to worry about biting off more than you can chew, Virgo. You can step right into something and you can function very, very well doing what you're meant to do, being a good problem solver. So I wish you luck, because I don't think this is the right time to take a vacation, Virgo. I think this is a time when you got to roll up your sleeves and get to work, because that's what you do so well. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, first of all, I want to apologize for last week. Halfway through your prediction last week, I was talking about a planet in Aquarius that was trining your sun, and instead started thinking that I was talking to an Aquarian instead. So let's make up for that this week, Libra, because there's another planet, the moon. Mercury was in Aquarius last week, but the moon is in Aquarius this week, and it is trining your sun, which means that you can be getting along real well with somebody who has a future plan or a future idea. It's just that when you both start talking about money, that is where opinions could differ. And that is because you best not be spending any money right now, Libra. And that's because yours is a cardinal sign, and all 4 planets in Capricorn are squaring your sun sign. And that simply means that people that are bent on attacking a large problem and requiring a lot of hard work and long hours are not going to listen to anything except others who join them in that way and are willing to face stark reality. If that isn't what you want to do, then you might want to just decide to step back a little bit and instead be very morally supportive of somebody. That could work out well for you instead. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, this is a time when I think that you too could be tempted to step back a little bit and be supportive of others, because the Sun, Neptune, and Mercury in Pisces are all trining your Sun, which is very beneficial for you. It means that something behind the scenes that's been going on for a while could turn out to be of benefit for you, once it is acknowledged, or once it comes out in the open. And that would be good. But it also means that you may want to take a softer approach to things right now, because Venus and Uranus and Taurus are opposing your sun sign, and that moon in Aquarius is squaring your sun sign, and that simply means you may be involved with people who have hurt feelings because they could be sort of wishing on a star for something to happen in their future, when actually the action is in the realistic earth signs who are going to deal with stark reality instead. So Scorpio, this may not be a great time for you to make a major now or never move, but you certainly could be supportive of someone else that's doing that. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarian? Well, Sagittarius, once again, there are no planets in the fire signs, so a quick move or a quick fix is not going to work for you or anybody else right now. In fact, the 4 strongest planets in the heavens are all in Capricorn, right ahead of your sun sign, Sagittarius. And that means that if you are willing to face stark reality, if you're willing to make a hard decision that requires the old-fashioned way of just doing a lot of hard work and spending long hours at it, you know, if you were willing to make that kind of commitment, I think that you probably would be successful. It's just that fire signs like to succeed quickly. And so you may be deterred or discouraged at times because those 4 planets in Capricorn, which are right ahead of your sun sign, denote slow progress, slow, steady progress. If you can put up with that, you could start to tackle something in your now or never moment of opportunity that could be extremely rewarding for you for the rest of your life, Sagittarius. But it's just going to happen one slow step at a time. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, you really are master of your own fate right now, Capricorn. So this really can be a now or never moment of opportunity for you, and I urge you to take it. And the reason why is that you have a nature, and you also have so many planets in your sun sign, which are being fortified by Venus and Uranus and Taurus, that you could stand to eventually gain quite a bit of money from a good investment or from working pretty hard right now. And that could give you security for the rest of your life. Even if you think you already have security, there could be a better financial opportunity around for you, Capricorn. And you would have to agree to do it the old-fashioned way by working hard and working long hours. But you're good at that. So this is a time when you need to decide if you want to be on the front lines, being the one who's doing all the hard work, or if you want to stay on the sidelines and be more supportive. I urge you to jump in, Capricorn. I think this is your time. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, this is a time with the moon in your sign that you can be very aware of all of your feelings right now, particularly about money. And the reason why is that Venus and Uranus in Taurus are squaring that moon in your sign. You may feel as if you'd like to keep more money for yourself, but there can be investments that have decreased in value lately, so the money isn't quite all there that you thought it would be there. And so this is a time when you have to get in touch a little bit more with your feelings, and I would urge you not to make a decision this week anyway. Try to slow down a little bit, because you will have to make a hard decision pretty soon. But it may not be this week, Aquarius, but it is really coming up. And that's because all 4 planets in Capricorn, which are so strong now, are right behind your sun sign. So there is an important business matter that you will have to deal with soon. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, the Sun, Neptune, and Mercury are all in your sign, and they are completely unchallenged. There's nothing in the other mutable signs, and they are being sextiled by Uranus and Venus in Taurus, and by all 4 planets in Capricorn. But yours is a gentle, supportive, healing water sign. So this can be the opportune time for you to look around and be a very good supporter of someone else who's tackling a hard problem right now. Maybe you can help them with that, or else maybe you are deciding to tackle your own hard problem, and instead maybe you are deciding to be much more practical about making a hard decision that has to do with making a long-term commitment in order to make your life better. So it could involve your health, improving your health, or it could involve taking on a new career that could be a little bit more financially rewarding for you. So good luck. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, you can see the show and read our blog on our website, starborninstitute.org. Bye.